Hello everybody, Angus here, and welcome back to Arifureta Season 2, Episode 7. In the last episode, we conquered the underwater labyrinth, and we got out of there safely, and it seems to be, the last one. I think now they should be all heading towards the final labyrinth in the Beastman woods, and they will slot in all the proofs of conquest and whatnot, and we will have to conquer the last labyrinth, which I'm assuming will somehow summon the goddess, and by the end of the season, I wanted to say Naofumi. No, not Naofumi. What's his face? The main character. I forgot what his name is. I'm sorry. He will have to fight the goddess. But the situation might be a little bit more complicated because I, the teacher, was kidnapped and is held in a dungeon somewhere in a holy mountains or whatever it's called. So we will, of course, have to rescue her. Whether it will be solely Naofumi's again with the Naofumi. Okay, I will have to. I'm gonna have to check his name. Arifureta. Let's say Mal. Arifureta Shokugyou, the Sekai Saikyou. His name isn't Naofumi. His name is Hajime. Why did I say Naofumi? Yeah, whether it will be Hajime and his crew who rescue Ai or Hajime's classmates, that still remains to be seen. Could go either way. We could go for split storytelling, or we could have Hajime save the day yet again. Again, that all remains to be seen. Not much more to say, really, because the last episode was kind of sort of an end of a certain arc and a beginning of a new arc, right? The beginning of the arc of the conquest of the last dungeon and the beginning of the arc of the rescue of Ai-chan. So we'll have to watch this episode to really see what's gonna happen, I guess. I don't have anything more to say on the topic, so I guess we should just start, right? I'm gonna give you guys some subs, myself some sound, my cables some untangling. Let's double check that it is in fact episode 7, and it is. It is a version by Subs Please yet again, and it's gonna be starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Mixed berries. Okay, we're back in the Merfolk village. I'm guessing they stopped there on their way back to mainland to rest, to restock, resupply. Okay. Cool. Chances are we're gonna get a little bit of a downtime episode today. We'll see. Although chances for a downtime in this kind of show are fairly slim, to be honest with you. I really thought they're gonna head straight towards the last labyrinth, the last dungeon, or whatever the fuck it's called. But I guess it's kinda nice that they're stopping on their way. Maybe they'll pick up Miyu's mother with them and she's gonna join the party? I mean, it's possible. Then again, she doesn't appear in the OP, so I'm assuming she's not gonna join us. Right, the Demon General. Someone told me, I can't remember if it was in the comments on the video or on my Discord, which is free to everybody, by the way, you can join it, link in the description, that the Demon General is apparently alive. The anime didn't, convey it very well, whether he's alive or dead, but according to the light novel, he is very much alive still. A new vow. Uh, they get hot at night. They don't like their pajamas, you know? It's a tropical climate. Uh, really? Really, we're going there. We're really going there. Everybody's here. Well, depending what kind of education you mean. It's very educational in some sense, you know? Learning about the human body and such. 6 days. Well, you're taking your sweet time. But you don't wanna leave your daughter alone. How could you say no to her? Make some rebreathers. They might very well come useful again. Some scuba equipment. Twintails Yue. Twintails Kaori. And some very nice camera angles. They're having fun in the water and this motherfucker just makes some. But you don't want to leave your daughter behind. Exactly, that's the dilemma. Probably. Yep. I like how Hajime is concerned about it. Okay, what's gonna happen? Monsters? Demons? Someone's gonna kidnap Miu again? Or not? It is now. Yeah, everybody bullies her. You took care of Miu. How are we gonna solve this dilemma, though? but she will probably want to tag along. I mean, he never said that he has to go, so. I really like the fish mommy. Just accept the fact that it's a harem. It will be healthier for everybody. Nope. Yeah, she's not gonna be defeated. Highly doubt it. Okay. uh, okay, very much a downtime episode, it seems. I mean, chances are he's gonna come back here. I don't think he's gonna be able to go back to his world straight after conquering the final dungeon, so. Uh, yeah. Highly doubt it. You have no choice. Now you have to take all of them with you to Japan. We're gonna have a reverse isekai. Actually, that would be an interesting concept. An isekai that turns into a reverse isekai. That would be interesting. I wonder if it's going in that direction. That'd be super cool. You don't really see isekai stories where they actually go back home at the end. The story either goes on ad infinitum or gets cancelled sooner or later. Or it ends with everybody settling in this new world. That's a third outcome. I don't think I've ever read an isekai manga or seen an isekai anime where they actually go back to their original world in the end, let alone bring the inhabitants of the fantasy world with them. That would be a really cool concept. Yeah, he's opening up to people. Yeah, that is a valid concern. It might be a now or never. You conquer the dungeon, you get to the last floor or whatever, and the portal to Japan opens. And you can choose to step through it or remain. Then again, that is also true. If they do get access to some sort of dimensional magic, they might be able to cross between worlds at will. Question is, would magic work in Japan? Is magic inherent to the inhabitants of this world? So that even if they go to another world, they carry the magic with them? Or is magic inherent to the world itself? So that once you leave the world, you cannot use it? The prospect of Hajime actually being able to leave, and even to come back, creates some really nice opportunities for world building and storytelling. You don't see that often in isekais. I really thought they're gonna go with Hajime, honestly. Okay, back to the royal capital. Hajime's classmates are gonna try to figure out where is I. Who are you? One of the classmates sneaking around? Oh, is it the princess? It is the princess. Why is she running in the streets? Nobody, really. What about the heroes from another world? Whomst. Oh, that's the dude that shot a fireball at Hajime. And who is her? The nun? Or someone else completely? +1 to harem. He doesn't even know you guys exist. Oh, oh no, CG skeletons, please. Please, I'm getting flashbacks to Overlord. No, the CG is bad again. Why? You had such a great run with actually good looking CG. What else? Also consumed by the void. Oh, hmm. Unstable how? Over the disappearance of I? It really is the god of your world who does that. You don't need to damage the morale if you have control over the soldiers. They've come for you. He's already voided. Don't let go of that sword. Don't. You're making a mistake, my dude. Oh, it's this motherfucker. Yeah, shouldn't have let go of the sword. Nervous? I'm thinking that I got orders to assassinate you. Whomst. Voided. You can hear it by the voice. You won't get the chance because Mel will be assassinated by Jose. Or is it Daisuke who's gonna stab him in the back? No, it's Jose. Is Daisuke gonna help? Nope, he's too much of a coward to help. Aren't they on the same side, though? Daisuke and Jose. Or is it just a weird ploy and now Daisuke is gonna stab Meld in the back? Daisuke? Daisuke. Hmm. Yeah, Hajime should have hunted him down. Should have hunted him down. Damn. Damn. I'm invested. I am invested. one thing for sure, I hope Hajime's body count when it comes to killing his classmates raises by 1. Will the letters from Meld make it to Hajime, though? I highly doubt it. They will probably be destroyed. Princess. The princess is probably the last chance. The princess will have to find Hajime and tell him about the situation. Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. Yeah, we're probably not getting an after credits scene from what I see on the timer. Episode 8, A Disturbing Darkness. Okay, let's go through let's go through this episode again. Maybe there's gonna be some interesting saucy details that we missed. OP. The whole beginning is basically a whole lot of nothing. It's just Hajime worrying about telling Miyu that they have to leave, and a whole lot of all the members of his harem fighting for his attention. There honestly isn't really much to say about this section. Except the fact that they plan to cross to the other world, and Hajime plans to take Miyu and her mother with him. What if you couldn't choose the timing? What if you couldn't choose the timing? Yeah. I'll return to Miyu no matter what, and I will show her Japan. If I cross worlds without Miyu, I'll just have to do whatever it takes to come back. We can cross worlds as many times as we need, right? That is an extremely appealing concept to me. I am a huge fan of reverse isekais. I love Dragon Maid. I love Gate, especially the parts where the people from the world of Beyond the Gate came back to Japan. That was probably my favorite part of the Gate anime. I love Hatarakuma Osama. I love any and all reverse isekai. I would really love if Arifureta went in this exact direction, where Hajime actually does manage to find a magic that allows him to freely jump between worlds. That would be amazing. Honestly amazing. If they could just go to Japan and say if season 3 or 4 ever happens, right? In season 3 they go back to Japan, and season 3 and 4 are essentially reverse isekai. I would instantly give it a 10. Put all the shitty CGI you can in it. Have as many animation errors as you want. Fucking make it a stickman show. If they make it into a reverse isekai, it gets a 10 from me. Because it would be so extremely innovative. And I fucking love innovation when it comes to storytelling. I would love it. I wonder if they are really going in that direction, or are they going in the one of the three common options for an isekai story. You either continue it ad infinitum, aka One Piece, where the way to go back to the original world is always just a reach away, but it's never quite there, and you continue and continue and continue for 50 fucking books of the light novel. Or the the source material or the manga or the anime gets axed before any sort of resolution can happen, or the main character decides that he wants to stay in this new world. I really don't think I've ever read any sort of an isekai where they actually go back to the original world. I'm not counting like Sao here because Sao is just barely an isekai in my eyes, since they can, from like season 1 onwards, they can leave that VR world at will, so that kind of takes away from the isekai aspect. If you know of any isekai where they actually get transported fully into another world and they want to escape that world and they manage to escape that world, let me know, because I don't know of any such example. And if there are any, I would love to know of them, and I would love to read the manga or watch the anime or whatever. So if you know of any, let me know in the comments, let me know on my Discord. I'm, always reading everything you write to me. So, yeah. I would really love if Arifureta went in that direction. Or even like jumping between worlds, that would also be cool. They go to Japan and we have a little bit of a reverse isekai, but then Hajime gets news about something going down in the fantasy world, so he and his squad has to go back. And maybe they take modern things with them. That would be so cool concept. Such a great concept. And we're off. Yeah, everything seems to be dependent on the princess, whether or not the princess will be able to get a word out. She seems to be hiding. She seems to be sneaking. Why does she fear being captured? I'm not sure. There's nobody here that I can rely on. Does she distrust the heroes, Hajime's classmates, as well? Does she put her trust solely in Hajime? Is she running away now because she wants to find Hajime? I don't know. We can't really see that. The moment I've been waiting for is finally upon us. This motherfucker, of course, is smirking. Fucking incel. Of course, she calls Hajime's name. That will be the end of you. Highly doubtful. The Oracle has spoken. The Demon Lord. Yada yada yada. I wonder what the goal here is. It seems like the god of the world both has control of the kingdom of man, so to speak, and the kingdom of demons. Is the god of the world pitting them against each other for the hell of it, to keep up the conflict, to ensure that neither nation grows to the point where they would be able to endanger the god? What's the end goal here? I'm not entirely sure. Or will the demon army join up with the army of voided humans? But what then? Who is their common enemy in that case? Hajime? I somehow doubt that both humanity and the demon kind would be raised on full alert solely to defeat a single person. Interesting where it goes. And yeah, CGI is... Bad CG is back. Okay, at least it's animated on 2s and not on 1s. But the highlights and the shadows are way too irregular. They are flowing way too much. There's way too many highlights. The usual issues with bad CG. And the monsters, the ogres or whatever in the background, those blue fuckers, they're just blue. Da-ba-dee da-ba-da. They have no texture on them. No, not even texture. The fact that they don't have a texture is good, actually, but they don't have any sort of color variation. Their eyes are blue, their teeth are blue, everything is blue on them. Man, it looks like absolute garbage. And they had such a good run with decently looking CG. Okay. Could they really not synchronize him moving and the dragon moving? Could they really not have synced it up? Why is he moving on different frames than the dragon? And here as well. What the fuck happened? It's as if the production went back to the original team. And if so, then it will be a very fucking bad decision. Yeah, the soldiers are being voided and essentially mind-controlled. I will talk to the heroes, but right now they're unstable. And again, the same kind of issue of waiting to talk. I made a huge mistake by not telling Kaori, or whatever her name is, what the deal is, and waiting until she can meet with all the heroes. Now he knows what's wrong. He himself says that, hey, yo, Jose, keep on guard because you might be voided as well, so, be careful. And he doesn't tell about the voiding and the thing to the heroes. He decides to write a letter and then just lets Jose in. He sees Daisuke being so nervous and weird, and Jose being mind controlled, and he turns back on Daisuke. Isn't he supposed to be like the great warrior of the kingdom or something? Why would he turn his back? I'm not a huge fan of how it was solved. Maybe it was better, maybe there was some more detail in the source material. If so, then tell me about it, but from what I've seen here, not a huge fan. Not at all. The parts with Hajime... The parts with Hajime are great. I'm not gonna lie. The prospect of them potentially going back to Japan, potentially hopping between worlds, the chemistry between the members of Hajime's party, I love every last bit of it. I love how smart Hajime is, and at the same time, he's not like a super genius, like you have in the fucking Sherlock TV series, where he's like, oh yes, there's a walnut on the table, and I also smell gooseberries. That must mean you are the killer, Mr. Howard, right? Complete and utter bullshit. Dumb people's vision of how they think smart people are, essentially. Hajime isn't that. He's casual smart, so to speak. He's not a genius, but he's casual smart. And I like it. Outside of Hajime's party, his teammates and the kingdom and everybody is just fucking R-word. Don't want to get cancelled on Twitter, so I'm just gonna say R-word is fucking dumb. Everybody, literally everybody, at least the anime gives us the feeling that everybody's dumb there. Right? I decided to wait. The head warrior or whatever decided to wait and decided to send letters. Decided to turn back on Daisuke. Then we have Kaori, who was saying Daisuke back in season 1 being super shifty and muttering something to himself, and she was like, huh, must have been the wind. Princess doesn't want to contact the heroes, it would seem. She's just running. Although she's probably the smartest here. She's probably the smartest of the bunch, honestly. Because, sure, running away from the capital, which I'm assuming is what she's doing, might not be the smartest idea, but then again, there's the potential that if she tries to contact the heroes, she will also be taken behind the shed and sent to the farm upstate, right? So perhaps she is actually correct and smart in trying to leave the capital and trying to find Hajime. I'm assuming, at least, I'm assuming that's what she's trying to do. If it is, she's smart. She has my support. Other than that, everybody seems dumb. Everybody, literally everybody. Hajime is smart. Hajime's squad, they're smart. The princess is smart. Everybody else either doesn't exist, seemingly. We haven't seen Hajime's classmates for a good while, or completely oblivious and dumb. Hajime's classmates, last we've seen them, they seem to have fully bought the explanation of I being on a mission somewhere in the mountains or whatever. They seem to have like questioned, like, hey, the guards have been acting sus, and some of them just kind of disappeared. What's this all about? And I think someone completely dismissed those thoughts. It probably was handled better in the light novel. It probably was. I have full trust that it actually was handled better in the light novel, but it wasn't handled well in the anime. And I usually am a fan of split storytelling, even in what's the name? Fucking Log Horizon, where we had split storytelling between our main party and the party of newbies, the party of kids. Some people have had issue with it, like, hey, we want to watch the main party and their adventures. We don't care about the kids. I didn't, because it was all handled well. Those both parties were kind of on equal footing. Every party was having their own struggles and going through their own stories and having their own solutions and whatnot. In this case, the second party, Hajime's classmates, and the whole conundrum at the capital is clearly an afterthought, added seemingly for the sake of it. And I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm not a huge fan. Initially, I thought it's gonna be good because they will have a mystery on their hands, and Hajime's classmates are gonna try to solve the mystery. And when I was captured, I thought they're gonna go on a rescue mission and they're gonna figure out what's wrong. But no, they're just being played, and they don't even know that Daisuke, the constant creep who goes around in the shadows and mutters to himself, they just don't pay him no mind. If somebody tells them that, oh yeah, the head warrior can't meet with you because he went on a business trip, they're just gonna probably take it at face value and not worry about it. Meanwhile, he's been like 5 feet underground, 7 feet, or however. I don't know. I don't know imperial units. I know my meters, my centimeters, my proper units. I wonder how it's gonna go, because seemingly Hajime now heads towards the final labyrinth, the final dungeon, and also seemingly once they conquer that dungeon, they can probably get back to Japan. how will he solve the issue in the capital? That's what I wonder. Will the princess be able to reach him in time? Somehow? Will she be spotted by Hajime's classmates and taken care of? And she will relay all the information she has to Hajime's classmates, and they will meet up with him, or they will set forth on their own mission to save Ai. I'm not sure. Really hard to tell. Really hard to tell. 46 minutes. That's gonna be a very short episode, but I don't have much more to say here. Really, I think I said all I needed to say. First half of the episode was basically just fluff, so I think that contributes a lot to me not having a lot to say about it. Just that the prospect of them jumping between worlds is super cool, and I hope they explore this idea more. And that I didn't really like how the issue in the capital was handled, how the characters were written and their actions, and that I'm very curious about how it's gonna get solved. Mainly whether it's gonna be Hajime's classmates that manage to solve the problem, or will Hajime's intervention be needed? Probably the latter, but you can never be so sure with this show. So, yeah, a bit of a shorter episode, but I think that's gonna be it. So leave me a comment down below what you thought of this episode, what you thought of my reaction, what you think of my theories. Just don't spoil me anything, please, I beg of you. I might rag on this show every so often, but I still very much want to experience it myself. Just if there are some, clarification to be made, something that wasn't shown in the anime but was shown in the light novel and is significant, tell me about that. Absolutely, I want to have the full context. Just don't go ahead of what I've watched, okay? Okay, great. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Join my Discord server, link in the description. Discord also has spoiler tags, so if you want to talk about what happens in the light novel, what's gonna happen next in the anime, you can come over to the Discord and use the spoiler tags, and I'm not gonna read it, so you will be free to talk with other people who read the source material, and you will be able to have fun with them. Maybe, probably. Subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified of my future releases, not only Arifureta Season 2, but yesterday I released Symphogear Episode 8 on YouTube and Episode 9 on Patreon. Tomorrow it's Sabiku Ibisco Day and I will be releasing that. Besides that, there's also Dolls Frontline and Tokyo 24Ku, so if you're interested in any of those shows, subscribe and get notified. If you really like what I'm doing, or if you want to watch Symphogear 1 week early, you can join my Patreon. Link in the description. $10 gives you early access to non-seasonal shows like Symphogear, and just $1 or any other amount you pledge gives you access to a special role on my Discord server, and that role gives you an orange color of your name and access to a Patreon-only channel. So that's something fun, maybe, probably. You evaluate it yourself, you know best how to spend your money after all. Share this video with other people you know that would enjoy it. The more you spread the word about my videos, about my content, the more YouTube itself spreads the word, and that really helps channel growth, and the bigger the channel grows, the more satisfied I am that more people see my content, because that is the purpose of every content creator, to create content that gets seen, basically. Anything else I need to mention? I don't think so. I shilled everything there was to shill. So that's gonna be it from me for today. And as always, do all the good stuff. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Cheers. And this is yet another benefit you get as a Patreon. You get to be in the credits of every single video of mine.